Okay, everybody, welcome to Marywood South Girls. Let's start that over again. Welcome to Marywood South Girls Softball Contest between the two teams in first place tonight. The Marathon Red Raiders are at 4-0, and the visiting Stratford Tigers also 4-0. If we look at, and we'd also like to thank the pregame show sponsor, Brickner Motors of Little Chicago. Today's pregame show is brought to you by Brickner, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep. When you need a new vehicle, let their family take care of yours on Little Chicago's northeast side. Again, the pregame show sponsor, Brickner Motors. If we look at the conference standings right now, Auburndale, Stratford, and the Marathon Red Raiders are all tied with a 4-0 record, leading the conference standings in the Marywood South. Other three teams in the Marywood South, Assumption's 0-4, Edgar's 0-4, Newman is also 0-4. And as far as other scheduled games today in the Marywood South, Auburndale is taking on Assumption tonight, and Edgar is visiting Newman tonight also. So a full slate of games tonight in the Marywood South Girls Softball. Also, boys baseball also going at different events across the Marywood South also. Should be a really interesting match today because both teams are undefeated. Marathon is ranked for the first time in a long time in girls softball. They got a good class coming up, very, very talented class coming up this year, and they hope to really benefit from all the hard work that they've had so far this year. It's a really nice complex here at Marathon if you haven't been here. It's no longer downtown where they used to have the Marathon Fun Days. They moved it all past the elementary school. That's why it may look a little different on the computer or wherever you're watching it. It's all past town, past the church and the elementary school. There's 3 fields out here now, and they hope to have a lot of softball tournaments, they have majors and minors boys baseball, majors and minors girls softball. So it's a kind of a community complex. Have some outdoor basketball courts, which is the first thing you've ever seen in Marathon in all these years. Weird, as good as Marathon was in basketball, they never had outside courts anywhere. So a total sports complex out here on the east side of Marathon. Also, kind of windy. The sun came out. We had a lot of rain yesterday and last night, over an inch here in the Marathon Wausau area, and the fields dried out really, really nice. They taken care of by the people who are in charge of taking care of it. So with that in mind, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll return to Marywood South girls softball action here on Zaleski Sports. Back after these announcements.
The littlest thing of walking or just being able to get around the community or walk to the grocery store or walk around the grocery store is just something little, but that is such an impactful thing, I think, to the patient to say, okay, well, I have 5 other things, but you were able to just help me with one of them. And I think that is gratifying for me personally, just to help even one small aspect of their life.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that looked for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was the class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Fox Valley Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Chuck and Trevor back here on Zaleski Sports for Merriwood South Conference softball action between the visiting Stratford Tigers and home team Marathon Red Raiders. The starting lineups for the Stratford Tigers. Carly Pankratz leads off and the catcher. Batting second, the shortstop Gracie Schmidt. Pitching, Tria Tubbs, the pitcher. Alyssa Bargender, the right fielder. Reese Spindler, the left fielder. Maddie Kranig batting in the next position at third base. Dakota Knetter bringing up the seventh position. Elena Bangert, the first baseman. And bringing up the end, Gracie Crummel, the center fielder for the Marathon Red Raiders. Brinley Stencil, the right fielder, batting second. Maven Schneider at shortstop. Danica Staus, the catcher. Reagan Martin at left field, batting sixth. Ripley Skripczyk, the third baseman. The pitcher, Allison Pojesic. The pitcher, Miley Helke, center field, batting eighth. Tyler Bilke Soibert, second. And the first base person, Sophia Kahn, batting ninth. Marathon only has two seniors on their roster this year. The two seniors this year are Miley Helke and Danica Staus. The rest sophomores and juniors and underclassmen. So Coach Fredrickson does have a lot of talent coming up in future years here. So Marathon is back on top a little bit, and hopefully with the talent coming up, they can stay in there. Stratford, again, always a tough opponent. Very well fundamentals and a good all-around sports program down there at Stratford. So, Pajesic on the mound for the Red Raiders, and Carly Pankratz, the catcher, leading off here in Merriwood South action. Pajesic checking her wrist. What sign? Outside, Pajesic, they always have that little, kind of like baseball, they have that little cheat sheet on their forearm, and Pajesic steps over to see what pitch is called. And the count's even at 1. Pajesic, a junior for the Red Raiders. And we apologize, we don't have as an in-depth roster for the Stratford Tigers, so please bear with us as we kind of work our way through it. And again, we pre-apologize for any name slaughters that we may do. I shouldn't say we, Trevor, that I would do. Put Trevor on a spot here. Okay, here we are, 2-2, no outs, top of 1.
Spelling on the scoreboard.
The spelling on the scoreboard, there we go. Count goes full. But it's weird, Trev. You know, sometimes you go to these different towns, the last name is spelled the same, but they pronounce it different. You know, so that it's all kind of where you grew up and how you pronounce it. On the ground, second baseman scoots over, picks it up, and Tyler Bilke Soibert retires. Carly Pankratz, 4-3 for the first out. That brings up Gracie Schmidt, the shortstop. Tria Tubbs on deck for the Tigers. Getting in the meat of the action for all spring sports when you think about it. It basically is what, April 27th? 28th. Within a month, a lot of schools are done. A lot of your seniors are done. So there's about a month of action for a lot of these sports teams. Regionals start right around May 23rd, 24th. So a lot of games coming up and a lot of spring season going fast. With that, Pajesic jumps out in front, 0-2 to Schmidt, the shortstop. Check swing. Still 1-2. Evens it up. And in there it goes. I remember when I kind of dating myself here, when I was in high school, they didn't even have girls softball. The girls once in the spring, all they had was basically track, and how it's girls softball is just exploded. A lot of places it's year round. And down goes Schmidt on the strikeout by Pajesic. That's out number 2 on the Tigers. That brings up Tria Tubbs, the pitcher. Tria, an all-conference performer in girls basketball. Takes one low. Kind of weird. Miley Helke and Tria Tubbs, opponents on the basketball court, will be teammates, as they both been named to the WBCA All-Star Game in June. So rivals on the floor during the season, and they'll be playing on the same All-Star team in June down at the just a game Fieldhouse in the Dells. But Jackson seems to be on right here in the first inning. Top of 1. 2 outs. Top of 1. Grounds out. Soybert gloves, catches, and throws. So Tubbs is retired. 3 for the 3rd out. Hey, and with that in mind, we'll be back after these announcements for more Marathon Red Raider and Stratford Tiger, Merriwood South girls softball back on Zaleski Sports after these announcements.
Looking to buy flooring today? Shop R&R Flooring and Furniture. We have more flooring in stock and ready to go than the big box stores. Over 250,000 square feet.
That's right, over 250,000 square feet of luxury vinyl planking carpet in over 150 colors.
R&R guarantees you will find what you're looking for at a price you won't find anywhere else.
Grab your new floor today or schedule an installation.
When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses,
it's easy.
Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Chuck and Trevor back here in Marathon for Stratford Tiger and Marathon Red Raider girls softball action in the Merriwood South. Top of the first, Pajesic retires the Tigers 1-2-3 in order. That brings up the bottom of the first, where Tubbs will face Brittany Stencil, Maven Schneider, and Danica Staus, the top 3 in the batting order for Marathon. Fouled back. Stencil, the right fielder, a junior. Sure is nice. A lot of these girls are 2 to 3 sport athletes, volleyball, basketball, and softball. And it could be track or cross country. Squares the bunt. Didn't offer. Keep on saying these smaller schools need these 2 to 3 sport athletes to be successful. Stencil now in front, 2-1. Pops it up behind the first base, foul territory, and off the fence. The right fielder that time. Alyssa Bargender gave chase. Dropped right before the fence out in right field. Stencil stays alive. And down goes Stencil. Tubbs delivered a little bit of high heat. And down goes Stencil on the old-fashioned K. 1 out. That brings up Maven Schneider, the shortstop. You can tell it's a typical spring sport day, looking out in the stands, and 3/4 of the crowd still have winter hats on, winter coats on, and mittens, trying to stay warm. And that north wind is cold today. Might be in the high 50s, but it's cold. And with that in mind, 2-1 to Schneider. Pops it up over the second baseman's head, in the gap and goal. Schneider rounding first. She's going to second. And in there with a stand-up double is Maven Schneider with a stand-up double off of Tubbs. That brings up the catcher, a senior Danica Staus. Nice bit of opposite field hitting by Schneider there. Took that outside pitch and put it in the opposite field gap. Runner in scoring position for Staus, the catcher. Nice pitch by Tubbs. Foul. Paul Schweiger, the coach, got to make a better effort to make that play. Probably showing his age on that one. And in typical Marywood action, I like what they really do is these two teams will again square off on Thursday night down at Stratford. Snell's held. One and two the count. Tried to get her to chase. Didn't. Reagan Martin, the left fielder, on deck. Stoltz out of play, first base side. Even the count at 2-2, 1 out. Still only the bottom of the first. She chased, yes she did. And Tubbs with a high outside pitch. Stoltz chased. Second strikeout for Tubbs. Schneider still at second. That brings up Reagan Martin, cleanup hitter, the left fielder for the Red Raiders. Reagan Martin throws right. High strike. Just like in baseball, they say, that high pitch comes in. That high pitch is so inviting, even if you watch pro baseball. Those guys swing at that high pitch an awful lot. Looks big coming in. And a lot of times you don't catch up to it. Tubbs jumps out 0-2. Good waste of a pitch by Tubbs. Third base, down to third. The hole, here comes Schneider around third. She's going to score, and they got Martin at first, and she gets underneath. Nice bit of hitting by Martin that time. Martin went with the opposite field, poked it between a shortstop and third baseman that time. Schneider with decent speed comes all the way around the score from second to give the Red Raiders a 1-0 lead. That brings up Ripley Skripchek, the third baseman. Two opposite field hits by the girls. Schneider with an opposite field gapper, and Martin with an opposite field seeing eye single past the shortstop and third baseman. And the Red Raider jumped out 1-0. Right down the middle. if you're playing baseball, you're kind of always worried about a pitch count. Girls softball, no such thing exists, at least at this level. Tip back to the backstop. Tubbs ahead 1-2. Tubbs has been ahead in the count almost on every batter. It's a nice piece of hitting by the Red Raiders tonight. And down goes Scripjacks. Tubbs that takes the side out, strikes out the side herself. 3 straight 3Ks for her, but nonetheless, the Red Raiders push a run across to lead after one complete inning. It's 1-0 Red Raiders a Marathon. And we'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Great Lakes Cheese in Wausau is hiring full-time second and third shifts with competitive starting wages and a pay increase every 90 days during your first year. Great Lakes Cheese invests in their employees. Apply today at jobs.greatlakescheese.com.
Back here in Marathon, Merriwood South action between the Marathon Red Raiders and the visiting Stratford Tigers. Marathon jumps out 1-0 after one. The top of second now for the Stratford Tigers. Alyssa Bargander, the right fielder. Swing and a miss. Tigers went down in order. In the first, hey, we'd like to thank Marathon City Sports Center. You'll always find great food, cold drinks, bowling leagues, and a great place for your next party or get-together. For the best in Marathon dinner or get-together, come to Marathon City Sports Center, South Highway 107 in Marathon. Count evens at 1. Tubbs for Stratford struck out the side. I think. But with 2 hits, a double, and an RBI single, Marathon jumps out 1-0. Again, Barkender, the right fielder. Everything's even at 2. Down the first base line, gloved by Sophia Khan. Takes that one unassisted. So Bargender grounds out to the first baseman, Sophia Khan, for the first out. That just fouled the first base line right down to Sophia's glove. Picked it, touched first, 1 out. That brings up Reese Spindler, the left fielder. Another common name from the Stratford area, the Spindlers. Inside. Don't know if I should mention this, but a good friend of mine, Paul Spindler from the Stratford, went to school with him. Tuno. Down this. Oh, there we go. Down to the second baseman at a time. Right to Tyler Bilke Seibert. And that's the 4th putout she's had this brief game so far for the second out. So it's either 3 times they've grounded out to Bilke Seibert, the second baseman. That brings up Maddie Krenig, the third baseman. Right down the pipe. 1-1. Hey, Lead Art Collision Center. Find us on North 20th Avenue in Wausau. 1-2. Pajesic in charge. A little high. The old rise ball rolls a little too high that time. And Marathon Flooring, bring your home to the next level with new floor, carpet, or upgrade from Marathon Flooring. Marathon Flooring, transforming your home from the ground up. And the count goes full on Koenig, the third baseman. And ball 4. So Koenig works a walk for the first base runner of the game for the Stratford Tigers. And that brings up Dakota Knetter, the second baseman. Another common name in the Stratford area. Love how these small schools keep those same names. You start to see these athletic names at all these different small schools, and it's nice to see kids who graduate from these smaller schools stay in the area. The nice thing about this area is there are a lot of nice jobs within 20, 30 minutes of these small towns. 1-1 to Knetter. Koenig drew a walk. Still top of second. Pajesic and pops it up behind the first base dugout, out of play. And down goes Knetter on a strikeout for the third out. Second strikeout of the game for Pajesic. And after 2 complete innings here in Marywood South action on Zaleski Sports, it's 1-0 Marathon coming to bat in the bottom of the second. We'll be back after these messages on Zaleski Sports.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Hey, we're back here in Marathon. Bottom of second. Up to bat now for the Red Raiders. Allison Pajesic, the pitcher. Tubbs jumps out, 0-1. Happening up here, as soon as the last at-bat ends, everyone seems to go on their phone and we lose connection. And then when the inning starts, everyone goes back off their phone and we pick up the so-called power to get things out. So nothing's happening over you. It's kind of on this end, kind of messing with the radio electromagnetic waves, as they would say. And down goes Pajesic and a strikeout by Tubbs for the first out. Tubbs' 4th strikeout of the game. Now bat Miley Helke, the center fielder. Those two have faced each other for years in girls basketball. Helke pops one up, drifting foul, out of play. Right field. 1-1. Hey, Great Lakes Cheese in Wausau offers a state-of-the-art facility with excellent benefits, pay, culture, and so much more. Join a growing company and get your career on the right path. Learn more and apply at GreatLakeCheese.com. Again, thanks for all the sponsors who make this possible for Zaleski to put these games on the air. Helke check swing in front of the plate. Jumps out and And in time, the catcher, Carly Pankratz, jumps out, picks it up, gloves it, and retires Hilke. 2-3 for the second out. In fact, we had a kind of a weird thing happen at our last game, baseball. We had people signaling from Washburn, La Crescent, Minnesota, and Boston, Massachusetts were watching our game. So it's kind of neat that, that it makes this so available to people that are not living in town. They can still follow their favorite kid, their favorite offspring, their favorite relation, or their favorite team on Zaleski Sports. Now batting, Tyler Bilke Soybert, the second baseman, responsible for 4 putouts this afternoon so far. 2 outs, bottom of second. 3-0. Soybert in front here. Here, if you're the Red Raiders, you tell her do not swing on a 3-0 count. And there's your first strike. Three and one. And first walk given up by Tubbs this afternoon. Soybert, a sophomore. And Con grounds one to the second baseman. And the second baseman, Knetter, picks it up and retires Con on the fielder's choice. 4-3 for the third out. And that ends the second inning for Marathon Red Raiders. After 2 complete, it's Marathon 1 and the visiting Stratford Tigers nothing. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Foxville Technical College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
I think Stratford Tigers taking on the home team, Medford Red Raiders. Now batting for Stratford, Elena Bangert, the first baseman. And the new complex here at Marathon are also hosting the sectional finals this coming spring/early summer. But Jessica blows one by. 1-1. Elena Bangert, the first baseman. Couldn't catch up to the fastball. Nice crowd here tonight. After all the rain we've had, the rainiest April ever in central Wisconsin. And an inside pitch. Gets her looking for the first out. Bangert goes down on strikeouts. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Pajesic. That brings up Gracie Crummel, the center fielder, with one out here in the top of 3. As Euchre would say, just a bit outside. And 1. There's not a demand for kids chasing balls like in baseball. Here in Marathon, a kid chases down a foul ball baseball. He gets a freeze pop. Bounces one in the dirt. Stouts keeps it in front of her. Two and 1. Still top of third inning. Again in the dirt. Trying to get her to chase. 3-1. 1 out. Foul back. Count goes full. On Crummel, the center fielder for the Stratford Tigers. Again, Stratford Marathon, both on top the Marywood South Conference with 4-0 records. And Pajesic finds enough juice for the second strikeout of the inning. 4th of the game. And that brings up Carly Pankratz, the leadoff hitter. Catcher rounded out to the second baseman in the first. Again, as we said earlier, both teams 4-0 in conference, along with Auburndale, who's also 4-0 in conference. So, Assumption 0-4, Edgar 0-4, Newman 0-4. We have the haves and the have-nots record-wise in the Marywood South. On the first baseline and foul. Nice move by the ref. I should say the ump. 2-1 the count to Pankratz. Again, a little late on the swing. Hey, we'd like to thank Peterson Kramer Funeral Home is committed to providing personal and compassionate care for each customer. Let Peterson Kramer Funeral Home step up for you in your time of need. 2-2 the count to Pankratz. Hits a Schneider. Picks it up, and she's safe. That was a hard one to handle. That was a line drive hit right at Schneider on that one. Gets on. E6. Give Schneider an error on that one. But Pankratz gets a 2 out on base. That brings up Gracie Schmidt, the shortstop. Just fouled down the third base line outside the stretched arms of Ripley Skripczak. Only second base runner for the Tigers. Maddie Koenig drew a walk in the second and was stranded with 2 outs. Pankratz gets on, also with 2 outs. There she goes, and she's going to be safe. Pankratz steals second on that one. Pankratz a lot of speed there. Knowing her dad, I know she did not get her speed from her dad. It's a good thing mom's involved on that one. 1-1 the count. She held up. 2-1. Inside. 3-1. They always say everything starts after 2. Let's see if that holds true for the Stratford Tigers. Here in the top 3. The strike on that one, low. Count goes full. Full count, 2 outs, top of 3. And pops it up behind us. Staying alive, as the Bee Gees would say. Trev, you heard of the Bee Gees, right? No, Trev, you've never heard of the Bee Gees?
I know that song.
Okay, Staying Alive, there you go, yeah. What movie were they, what soundtrack in the famous movie? Saturday Night Live, all right. Trev, your better half, a little bit more intelligent, up to date on culture.
That's what they tell me.
And fall back again. Gracie Schmidt, the shortstop, really hanging tough here with a full count. Carly Pankratz, the shortstop, waiting at second for a base hit. They can pop one across here and tie the score. Fall off again. Living for that next pitch. That's all you try to do, get that next pitch. Does she give her a changeup? Grounded down the third base line. Skripchek picks, throws, and hits her out. Half innings here in Marathon. It's the Marathon Red Raiders 1 and the visiting Stratford Tigers nothing. We'll be back for more Merriwood South action on Zaleski Sports.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Take your education out of the classroom and give New Spaces a spin. Wherever you are, North Central Technical College is there with flexible learning options, including rolling start dates and 100% online classes.
Back in Marathon, where we got a ball game going on here, visiting Stratford Tigers in Marathon, tied atop the Merriwood South Conference. Stratford had a little rally going last inning. He had Carly Pankratz on second base with Ray Schmidt up, but Jessica was able to work her way out of it. Popped up that time out of the field of play. That time leading off, Brindley Stenzel, a strikeout victim in the first. Kind of opposite field. Brindley does offer the Marathon Red Raiders speed at the leadoff position. Popped up. Second baseman drifting back and makes the nice catch for the Stratford Tigers. Dakota Knetter, the second baseman, retires Brindley Stenzel on the medium fly ball for the first out here in the third inning. Maven Schneider, the shortstop, doubled and scored a run out of after Reagan Martin's single. Tubbs says not anymore and blows it by her. A little low. Count evens at 1. Schneider again, second baseman that time. Gloves, throws, and retires. Knetter taking it all herself this inning. 4-3 for the second out. That brings up Danica Staus, the catcher, strikeout victim in the first, 0 for 1. Boy, the second baseman for both teams has been pretty busy tonight. 3 putouts for Knetter and 4 putouts for Bilky Soybert. Two outs. A little high. Again, between inning, don't feel you lost us. It's really weird how this happens. As soon as the inning is over, everyone seems to go on their cell phone, and you may see yours spinning at home. So it's happening here, not at your home. And outside, and those chases out one. Fall. Chases one. Staus chases it out low and down low and outside. Strikeout victim for the second time today for the third out of the third inning. And after 3 complete here in Marathon on Zaleski Sports, it's the Marathon Red Raiders 1 and the Stratford Tigers We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, a great rate isn't new or trendy. Our Real Rewards checking has offered 3.00% annual percentage yield since 2011, earning customers over $30 million in interest. Join your friends and neighbors in experiencing Real Rewards checking and get excited to earn 3% more. See terms and apply at nicolaybank.com. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
I got referred to the orthodontist and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here and he was very happy with a smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
Welcome back to Marathon for Merriwood South action here on Zaleski Sports. Top of 4, leading off for the Stratford Tigers. Tria Tubbs grounded out to the second baseman. 0 for 1 officially. Pajesic still on the mound for the Red Raiders. Good ball game tonight. Ground down first baseman time. Sophia Kahn takes that one unassisted for the first out of the inning. And that brings up Alyssa Bargender, the right fielder. Last time, grounded out to Kahn, the first baseman. 0 for 1, but just like on the mound. Ground in the hole. Schneider grabs, throws in time. Bargender retired. 6-3 for the second out. And that brings up Reese Spindler, the left fielder. Grounded out to the second baseman, 0 for 1. Oh, nice range by Schneider that time, going deep in the hole, ranging to her right. And what really impressed with that, most people don't understand the footwork that goes into that. So she set her feet before she threw. A lot of fundamentals there. And blew it by her. You watch these kids, and I don't care what sport it is, as they come up. The number one reason they're successful or not, you got to watch their footwork. Their footwork leads to everything to be successful. Watch their footwork, and you'll tell if they're going to be successful or not. And there's a strikeout. Spindler goes down on a strikeout victim for the third out, and a quick 5-pitch inning that time for Pajesic. Here after 3.5, we'll be back on Zaleski Sports for more Marathon Stratford girls softball.
The littlest thing of walking or just being able to get around the community or walk to the grocery store or walk around the grocery store is just something little, but that is such an impactful thing, I think, to the patient to say, okay, well, I have 5 other things, but you were able to just help me with one of them. And I think that is gratifying for me personally, just to help even one small aspect of their life.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
Back here in Marathon, bottom of 4, leading off, Reagan Martin for the Red Raiders. Drills one down. Geez, go figure. A second baseman involved in that one. And that time, the second baseman, Dakota Knetter. Reagan Martin lines one out to Knetter for the first out. That brings up Ripley Skripczak, a strikeout victim in the first. Don't know the Both pitchers, you can tell that they're throwing some, nice speed, high speed stuff because most of your outs have been to the right side of the field for these batters. They're a little bit late on their swings. Again, to the right field, out of play. Again, what we alluded to last thing, watch the footwork when people catch fly balls. Watch the footwork when they get ready for a grounder. Are their feet being set first? You see a lot of kids, they just pick and they throw. They're not getting their feet. They're not pointing their shoulder to where they're throwing. Just fundamentals that need to be aside. Hey, we like to talk to Copper Mug, handmade items, to Script Check. Both pitchers on their game today. Tubbs for the Tigers and Pajesic for the Red Raiders. 3-1. Staying alive. Hey, Richstop Exteriors has a winning strategy to protect your home. Visit richstopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. Here comes Tubbs. Ground tire Script Check. 6-3 for the second out. That brings up Allison Pajesic, the pitcher. Strikeout victim to Tubbs in the second. On the third baseline, Koenig was playing a little bit too deep, couldn't do nothing about it. 2 down. And now batting, Miley Hilke, the center fielder. The catcher threw her out last time. Miley swings that one outside the strike zone. Sheer Construction with an office right here in Wausau. Sheer Construction offers commercial and custom home expertise throughout Wisconsin. For your next construction project, no further than Sheer Construction. Check out their beautiful work at sheerconstruction.com. And down goes Pajesic. Woo! The coach is yelling down, 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 and base hit now. Scores her for Hilke. Blows it by, and Hilke goes down on a strikeout. So Tubbs strikes out Hilke to return the third out of the inning. And after 4.5 innings, the Marathon Red Raiders.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was a class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor.
I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training.
Is your business, church, has been in the office technology industry for 70 years? We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Back here in Marathon, when a good old-fashioned pitcher duel is taking place between Tubbs and Pajesic. Both doing a nice job on the mound. Marathon scratched across a run in the first inning, and it's held up so far, 1-0. After top of 5 here, now batting for the Tigers. Matty Koenig, the third baseman, takes a strike. Koenig, the third baseman, drew a walk in the second inning. Foul. Late swing. Trust. Hafferman Learning Center provides personalized academic tutoring, skill development to help students feel confident, capable, and supported. Find more at haffermanlearning.com. And down goes Koenig, the third baseman, for the first out. That brings up Dakota Knetter, the second baseman, a strikeout victim in the second. All back. One out here, top of 5. Nice thing with girls softball, you get a pitcher duel going, and that game goes fast. Ball back. Hey, thanks Marathon Spine and Wellness. Too many people live with pain and injuries at Marathon Spine and Wellness. The goal is to get you back enjoying the activities you love pain-free. With years of experience, cutting technological options, including shockwave therapy, laser therapy, fall back, dry needling, chiropractic, therapeutic exercise, and more. Take the first step towards getting back to the you that you deserve. Call Marathon Spine and Wellness for an appointment today. Marathon Spine and Wellness. Move better, live better, feel better. And feeling good, artists. Marathon Red Raiders with a 1-0 lead in top of 5. Dakota Knetter, the second baseman, falls behind the count, 1-2. A little high. Good patience by Knetter. Drones back up the middle. Schneider gloves, throws in time. Schneider on a 2-hopper. Retires Knetter for the second time. 6-3 for the second out. That brings up Elena Bangert, the first baseman, a strikeout victim in the third. Outside. It's got to give Pajesic a lot of confidence knowing you got an infield behind you tonight. A good defensive infield. Not afraid to let him hit the ball. Fouled back. Counts even at 1. Still in the top of 5. Inside. Jessica checks that wristband to see what pitch they want called. Pulls it by for a strikeout. And Bangert goes down on a strikeout for the third out of the inning. And after 4.5 innings, it's the Stratford Tigers 0 and the home team, Marathon Red Raiders 1. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Looking to buy flooring today? Shop R&R Flooring and Furniture. We have more flooring in stock and ready to go than the big box stores. Over 250,000 square feet.
That's right, over 250,000 square feet of luxury vinyl planking carpet in over 150 colors.
R&R guarantees you will find what you're looking for at a price you won't find anywhere else.
Grab your new floor today or schedule an installation.
When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses,
it's easy.
Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Back here in Marathon, Tyler Bilke-Steuberg faces Tubbs, grounds one down the third baseline. Tubbs hustles over to get it, and she couldn't quite pick it up on the first grab. And that gave Steuberg enough time to beat out an infield hit on that one. Offers the bunt. Nice job. That's a nice bunt. Nice sacrifice bunt by Sophia Kahn. Sacrifice on that one. That gets Bilke-Steuberg over there. Tubbs give her an error on the previous one. She had a chance if she picked it up cleanly. But nonetheless, the Red Raiders get a runner on second. Tyler Bilke-Steuberg. That brings up Brindley Stencil. Doesn't quite offer. Stencil, strikeout victim, and a groundout victim. 0 for 2. 1 out here. Stencil grounds it right back up the middle and around comes Steuberg to score. That's a huge run for the Marathon Red Raiders. Just huge. Stenzel with a single. On first base, that's a big insurance run. You always like to have that extra run. Really scored up nice on that one. Hit it right back up the middle. And that brings up Maven Schneider, the shortstop. Doing a nice job defensively tonight and drove in at a double in the first inning. Popped one back. Hey, if you want the best house ever, ask for Underwood Construction. For a custom-built home, you want to work with the best, and they are the best. Underwood Construction, right here in Marathon, is the perfect place to turn. For your next home building experience, look for the best. Look to Underwood Construction. Right past Schneider and into second. Goes Stenzel, steals second. Just beat the tag. Kind of a high throw, a high bounce. Didn't quite get there in time. 1-2 the count. One out. Goes down to second. Not in time. 2-2 the count. Good aggressive base running. Nice thing about being aggressive, a lot of these the different age groups like this, you really put a lot of pressure on the defense. It makes them think twice, makes them be afraid of things. You find out what they're made of. Aggressiveness a lot of times pays off at this level. Popped up, out of play. Battling for the next pitch, and it's a full count for Tubbs versus Schneider. In the dirt, and Schneider rounds first, looking for a throw. Doesn't get it. Schneider draws a walk. And Stenzel goes to third on the pass ball. Danica Staus, strikeout victim twice. Got some runners out there with only one out on the corners. I'm sure Tubbs will bear down, knowing that Staus struck out twice so far. One out. Outside. Snap throw down to third. Nope. They always say you're not far enough off a base if you can't dive back. Oh, 2 the count. The Staus. Here comes Tubbs. Grounder foul, third base side. Bottom of 5, 2-zip, Red Raiders. Popped up. That one's going to be out of play on the left side of the park. Staus in front of that one. Still 0-2. If she pulls a string and throws a change up here, or come after Staus with a fastball. She pulled a little change on that one, a little change of speed. Staus, not knowing it went foul, down to first, comes back. Bolschweiger, the coach at third, shouting instructions, encouragement. Inside. There, she's working. Danica's working the count. Good waste pitch by Tubbs. You're up 0-2. Why you throw a pitch, she'll chase. Right back to second baseman. And a double play that time on Stinley. So Snells lines out to the second baseman on that one. And Stenzel launches a little bit too far offside, and she gets double off second. So Stratford gets out of the inning, but does give up a run. So after 5 innings complete, it's Marathon 2 and the visiting Stratford Tigers nothing. Back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Back here in Marathon, last inning, a lot of excitement for the Marathon Red Raiders. They pushed another runner across, had runners at the corners with 1 out. Stalls up the plate, lines out to the second baseman. Stenzel wanders a little bit too far off second after she went down there and was doubled off second. Nice double play, unassisted double play. But again, one of the second basemen, Dakota Knetter, the second baseman, is busy for both teams and doing a good job, both teams. Knetter for Stratford and Soybert for the Red Raiders. So, top of 6 now, leading off for the Stratford Tigers. Gracie Krummel, the center fielder, a strikeout victim, 0 for 1. Down low. Hey, we'd like to thank J&R Auto for automotive repair and detailing. Marathon turns to J&R Auto on Main Street. Everything from check engine lights, brakes, exhaust, suspension, and more. No matter the automotive problem, J&R Auto is here to help. That's J&R Auto for your auto repair needs. Wow. Is that what they call being ready for anything? Crumble right on it, but unfortunately, it finds the glove. For the first out, that brings up Carly Pankratz. The catcher on with an error and a ground out. There, opposite field hit. Here comes the throw in. Not in time, and Pankratz delivers a base hit. Here in the top of the 6th inning here. Second time she's been on. Got on with an error and now a base hit. That brings up Gracie Schmidt, the shortstop. Strikeout victim and grounded out to the third baseman, Skripjak. 1 out. On 1 to Schmidt, another common name in the Stratford area. All right, down the pipe. And she falls behind 0-2. Right 3. Goes down swinging. The Schmidt on that one for the second out. Second time Schmidt went down on strikes, and that brings up Tubbs, the pitcher. Grounded out to the second baseman, and Kahn at first base unassisted. 0 for 2. Pitcher on pitcher here. There goes the runner. She's going to get there. Picked a great pitch to steal on. Was a low pitch. Stouts had trouble handling it. Pankratz gets a stolen base. Down to second. Scoring position for Tubbs. 2 out here in the top of 6. Grounder to Schneider at short. Gloves throws in time. So Schneider does a nice job at second. Tubbs Grounds into a 6-3 putout for the third out. And after 5.5 innings here in Marywood South action for girls softball, it's 2-0 Marywood coming to bat in the bottom of 6 after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
Great Lakes Cheese in Wausau is hiring full-time second and third shifts with competitive starting wages and a pay increase every 90 days during your first year. Great Lakes Cheese invests in their employees. Apply today at jobs.greatlakescheese.com.
Want to save even more at Fleet Farm? Sign up for Fleet Rewards for exclusive offers and deals. Earn points every time you shop. 500 points gets you a $5 reward. It's free and easy to sign up, in-store or online. Plus, earn rewards even faster with the Fleet Rewards credit card. Get 4 times the points every time you use your Fleet Rewards credit card. Start shopping and start saving even more with Fleet Rewards at Fleet Farm.
Hey, we're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Stratford had a little attempted rally that time, had a runner on second, couldn't get her across. And Marathon maintains a 2-0 lead going in the bottom of the 2nd. I'd like to thank Access Insurance for all your personal, business, auto, and life insurance needs. There's always a local agent you can look to at Access Insurance. Have a friend in your corner to customize the coverage you need. Learn more at accessinsurance.net. Access Insurance Agency, their business revolves around you, and revolving around Martin misses, swings and misses the first strike. Reagan Martin, a single and lined out to the second baseman, 1 for 2. Martin with an RBI in the first inning. Off speed, misses low. Again, bottom of 6, pitchers duel. Biggest difference is when girls have been able to get on base, ripped down the second baseman that time. Again, the second baseman comes into play tonight. Go figure. Knetter retires Martin for the first out. 4-3 for the first out. Knetter and Seibert been human vacuums at second base. Anything hit to those two, and that's considered an out tonight. Good job defensively by both girls. Tubbs misses outside. Hey, we'd like to thank Affinity Exteriors, installing a peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last. Saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors, we guarantee quality you can trust. Infinity Exteriors. Here comes the pitch, fouled back. Ripley Skripchek, the third baseman, a strikeout victim, and a ground out to the third baseman. 1 out here, bottom of 6. Skripchek Jr. here. Popped up, first base, and nice blow. Save. Tough play that time by the first baseman. Elena Bangert, she had to go off into foul territory, kind of backpedaling over her shoulder, couldn't quite handle it, bobbled it, dropped it. And with that in mind, Skripchek gets a second chance, 1-2. I'm sorry, 1-2. Sometimes that comes back to haunt you. 2s. Here comes Tubbs with the pitch. Rounded ball behind the plate. 2-2 the count. Again, thanks for all the sponsors for putting all this on the air. Gives a great chance for everyone to watch their relation, their kid, their favorite team. Beats the old days of radio when you couldn't pick a radio up 5 miles down the road. And down goes Skripchek for the second time tonight. Tubbs records a strikeout. Seventh strikeout of the night for Tubbs. That brings up Pajecic, the pitcher. Popped it back. Hopefully you're enjoying tonight's / this afternoon's game on big screen TV that you got set up somewhere, or on your little computer, or even on your phone. Always enjoy watching high school or listening to high school sports. Grounded into the ground. 0-2, 2 outs, bottom of 6. Stay tuned for the post-game sponsor, Merrill Steel. We'll be interviewing the player of the game. Popped up out of play. Still 0-2. Majestic keeps battling. Same with Tubbs on the mound. And Majestic goes fishing and comes up empty. 8th strikeout of the game for Tubbs. And after 6 complete now, it's Marathon 2 in Stratford with their last chance to either tie it or extend it in the extra innings. 2-0 Marathon. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
I actually described Fox Valley Tech as a home away from home.
It was very comforting that it was the class size of 20 people or less.
Cost is a huge factor. When I look at Foxville and Tickle College, you're not spending that much for a degree.
If I was 30 when I went back to school here, I have had no regrets.
I think the hands-on training really sets us apart.
They will do anything to make sure that you succeed. You are going to get the education that you came for.
Hey, back here in Marathon, top of 7. This is for a possible first place tie in the Merriwood South. Both teams entering with a 4-0 record. Right now, Marathon leads 2-0, going into the top of 7th for the Stratford Tigers. Leading off for the Stratford Tigers, the right fielder, Alyssa Bargender. 0 for 2, 2 groundouts. Always nice to get that first strike across. Stay ahead of the batter. And comes in high and inside. Bargender chases, falls behind 0-2. Auburndale, the other team with a 4-0 record along with these two. Assuming Auburndale will probably sweep Assumption tonight. So we'll have two teams 4-0. Bargender staying alive. 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Tigers this afternoon. And a changeup. Sneaks by Bargender for a strikeout for the first out of the top of 7. Eight strikeouts for Pajesic, 8 for Tubbs. And a lot of ground outs to the second baseman tonight for both pitchers. 8 strikeouts and counting them, at least 5 putouts by second baseman today. 13 possible outs out of 18, or 21. Pajesic. Auburndale is up 11-0 on Assumption tonight. In the 5th, assuming that'll be a 10-run game. Popped up. Okay. In play, Kahn going over. And off for glove. That one got up high, and the wind just kept carrying it from left to right, and Kahn couldn't keep up with it. Yeah, Auburndale is going to 10-run rule Assumption, so that should leave them 5-0 in conference. The winner of this game will also be 5-0 in conference, with both these teams meet again Thursday in Stratford. 1-2. Got her with a changeup. Little off-speed pitch that time. 9th strikeout for Spindler. Goes down the left fielder for the second out. That brings up Maddie Koenig, the third baseman. A walk. Round out. So we have 2 outs. Top of 7. Strike. Almost got a kind of the delayed call. Got to wait for that right arm to come up. Strike 2. That time, Maddie Koenig falls behind the count. 0-2. Does Pajesic come? A little change of speed, or does she go back to her fastball to take care of her herself? And there it is, strike 3. Koenig goes down. Pajesic strikes out the side here in the top of 7. And the Marathon Red Raiders are now in first place with Auburndale. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports. Hey, Marathon Red Raiders 2, Stratford Tigers nothing. We'll be back after these announcements on Zaleski Sports. Back for the post-game sponsor, Merrill Steel, where we interview the player of the game. Back after these announcements.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our 3 facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment's notice, we are able to handle and place an entire load onto a trailer for quick delivery to a job site. Finally, the last stage in our process is shipping. Our transit company, Merrill Steel Transit Services, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Merrill Steel Incorporated, consisting of more than 20 state-of-the-art trucks designed for transporting oversized and overweight shipments, along with hundreds of trailers ranging from 48-foot flatbeds to heavy-haul Jeep and booster combinations. We employ only the most highly skilled professional drivers, highly experienced mechanics, and knowledgeable office staff who work as a team to provide cost-effective service in a timely manner. Our shipping fleet is a major reason why we are able to be competitive throughout North America, including the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, and Canada. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about us. We look forward to having you join us in building it big.
Hey, Chuck Wolfel back here in Marathon, where tonight the Marathon Red Raider girls softball team has managed to stay in a first place tie with Auburndale. Auburndale ends up 10 running Assumption tonight, so now you guys are in first place tied tonight. But I'll tell you one thing, on the mound you had it going. Explain.
Well, you know, coming in, we knew Stratford's a great team. I mean, it's going to be a battle every time. So it was just one pitch at a time, working to win each batter as it went, and it's just how it ended up tonight. Did you go,
Watching you pitch tonight, a lot of times you had your fastball working and you throw a change up and everything like that. Is there one pitch you relied on tonight more than others, or you just kept mixing it up?
Kind of mixing it up. It depends on the batter as well. If they're missing one thing a lot of times I'll throw that again and keep them off kilter.
So you kind of seem like as the game went on, you gained more confidence, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, when we got that one run, it was like, okay, we got this. And then that second one, I think, really gave me a lot of confidence that, all right, we have clean D, we got this in the bag.
And that's one thing I noticed too, is that I think you have a lot of confidence in your D behind you. You're not afraid to let them hit the ball, where some pitchers want to strike them out, but it seems like you have a lot of confidence. I mean, the shortstop Schneider and the Soybert to second base, nothing got past them.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working all season in field and stuff, and coming into games like these, I know I'm not going to strike them all out. And as a pitcher, I'm just working, all right, what can I get them to miss hit so we can get the outs on the field somewhere?
Sure. You get the first game tonight, but then you got to go back on Thursday night knowing that, all right, they're going to have a little more jump in their step because they want to stay in first, because I'm assuming Auburndale is going to beat Assumption again, but this is a good way to go through things, the conference, regionals. You guys ready for it?
We're ready. We got things timed out now. We know what to adjust to, and we'll be ready.
All right, cool. So you know what that means. What do you got to say?
I'm Allison Pajaski, and I'm in the house.
There you go. Thank you. Congratulations, Allison. Good job. Thank you. And we're back.